Hey, Russ Williams here. I want to show you something I've been working on. It's a Visual Studio extension for the Office Locator reference app that the Xamarin team built and published on the GitHub page that you see here. Once you install this new extension, you'll begin development the same way you always do, with File, New Project. You'll find this new extension in the cross-platform folder, and it's called, not surprisingly, Office Locator. It's your standard project creation dialog where you give it a project name and choose any other settings you care about, and then click OK. Now what's cool about this extension is that rather than having to clone the repo and getting a generic stamp or the reference app, you can use this new template to create a customized version of the Office Locator app, and you can use that to jumpstart your next Xamarin mobile app. When it's done creating the solution, what pops out is a Xamarin Forms-based Azure mobile app that's fully configured and ready to go. Project creation can take a couple of minutes, so don't panic. It'll eventually get there, and you'll know when it's done when you see the Minimize Solution button, and you can click it and collapse the projects. Out of the box, Visual Studio doesn't currently have the tooling to allow you to target different cloud environments, so if you're targeting Azure Government, you'll need to use another Visual Studio extension called Azure Environment Selector. I'm targeting Azure Government in this demo, but if I wanted to target another cloud, I just use this drop down right here to select it. You can install this extension by browsing to the URL that you see on the screen here, and then if you scroll down a little bit, there'll be instructions that show you how to install it. Since I'm targeting Azure Government, there's one small change I need to make to the application so it'll connect to Azure Government instead of Azure Commercial. Like most things when you're developing Azure Government solutions, it's the same as what you do for Azure Commercial, except the endpoints are just a bit different. By default, the application is targeting Azure Commercial, as you can see with the .NET suffix. But what we want to do is to target Azure Government, so we will be using the .us suffix. So just simply comment out the one and uncomment the other, and you're good to go. Okay, we're now ready to deploy the mobile service to Azure. Simply right-click the ARM template project and choose Deploy. Now, select the credentials that you need to deploy the app. I'm targeting Azure Government, so I'll use my Azure Government credentials. I like to use a new resource group to hold the mobile app, which allows me to manage in the portal holistically as a single solution rather than a bunch of separate resources. Keep in mind, if you're deploying to Azure Government, Azure mobile apps are currently only supported in the US Virginia and US Iowa locations. The ARM template I created specifies a number of parameters that allow you to customize the deployment. You'll use these parameters to set the SQL admin name and its password, and remember, the SQL admin name can't be admin, needs to be something unique, and the password needs to be strong, or the deployment will bomb later. You can take the defaults for the rest of these parameters, but just for grins, I'm going to change the location of the database to point to US DoD East. When you're done, click Save and the deployment will begin. This step can take a few minutes, but when it's finished, you'll see a status report in the output window. Okay, once you see successfully deployed in the output window, you're ready to go to the next step. If you don't see successfully deployed in the output window, then just scroll up. The diagnostics are pretty good, so you should be able to figure out what went wrong. Okay, let's take a quick look at what this ARM template just deployed. If you're deploying to Azure Government, as I am in this demo, you'll browse to portal.azure.us as you see here in this URL. Now if I list all my resource groups and then drill into the mobile solution, you can see all the various resources that the ARM template created for you. Here you have the service plan, and it defines the size and the cost and the scalability of the mobile app. And you can change any of these dimensions if you don't like the defaults that you got. This is the mobile application itself, and you can drill into this to change the application level configuration. Here's the notification hub. It's all set up and ready to be configured for push notifications. Finally, we have an Azure SQL database, which will hold the Office locations as well as the feedback that comes from the mobile clients. Okay, the next step is to publish the mobile app service, which is the back-end logic to our Xamarin Forms mobile clients. To do that, right-click the service project and then select Publish. Next, I'll choose the Select Existing setting and then click Publish. The publishing dialog allows you to target the Azure mobile service we created earlier with the ARM template. Once you select the service and click on OK, the publishing process will begin. When the deployment is finished, you'll see the default landing page for an Azure mobile app. To make it easy for you to load your particular Office locations, we added an Import Locations page. To access the page, you simply tack on the word Import Locations to the end of the URL of this landing page. Then, simply browse to the CSV file that holds your Office locations and then hit Upload. If the import succeeded, you'll see the number of locations that were imported successfully right here. You can find the template for the locations CSV file in the Office Locator repo I showed you earlier. So, now that we've deployed the Azure mobile service and published the back-end logic to it, we're ready to rock. Let's start with the Android mobile app by setting it as the startup project. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and start the application here. Using Android emulators can be challenging and slow when developing mobile applications, so I like to debug on an actual device. I'm using a screen sharing application called Visor, that's V-Y-S-O-R, so you can see my device on the PC. So as the application starts here, you'll see the locations we imported earlier. I'm just going to select the headquarters location here, and then we're going to take a look at the call controller right here. And then if we choose to navigate right here, we'll bring up a map control and get directions to this location. Okay, now I'm just going to flip back to the application, and if I scroll down to the bottom here, we can leave some feedback by clicking this button. All right, so I'm going to drop in my name here. I'll take a look at this dialer control right here. We could also take a look at this calendar control, which is pretty nice. And finally, we'll just go to this multi-line edit here, and I'll leave the feedback. Okay, when we're all done with this, I'll just hit the scroll to the top and hit this submit button right here, and that will save it to the database. Okay, so that's it for the Android demo. Let's switch over and do the iOS demo. You'll need a Mac build server for this part of the demo. I happen to be using a MacBook for my build server. To debug the iOS version, I need to set it as the startup project. Next, I'm going to use the device drop-down right here, and I'll choose the device that I want to simulate. In this case, it's an iPhone 7. And then I'm just going to go ahead and start the application. Okay, the simulator started, and in a moment we should see the same list of locations that we saw on the Android device. And just as I did in the last demo, I'm going to pick the headquarters location to look at. Next, I'm going to click the Navigate button so we can take a look at the map control on the iOS platform. I'm going to click the Directions button. Now in the iOS simulator, it doesn't know my location like the Android emulator did, so I'm going to have to type in New York manually here and then hit the Route button. No big deal. Now I'll get a route to headquarters. Okay, let me flip back to the application, and if I scroll to the bottom, just as we did before, I can leave some feedback. So I'll throw in my name as I did before. And then in the multi-line edit, I'm going to leave feedback on the iOS device. A little slower typing here, sorry about that. And let me hit the Done button here, and then we'll hit the Submit button, and now we've saved that record to the database. Okay, that was a quick demo of the Android and iOS versions of the Office Locator app. Let's round out this discussion by taking a quick look at the database. To do that, I'm going to use SQL Server Management Studio, and I'm going to connect to the Azure SQL database. To get the database server name we need, we'll switch to the portal, and then we'll drill into the database here. And then when the overview page loads, we should see the database server name up here in the upper right-hand corner. We'll just copy this. Then we're going to switch back over to the SQL Server Management Studio. And then I'm going to paste that server name in right here. We'll switch the authentication to SQL Server Authentication, and then we're going to provide the credentials that we passed to the ARM template earlier. And then we can hit connect here, and we should be connected. Yes. Okay. Now let's expand this. If I look at the database there, we'll expand the tables. And here you see the locations. If I just select the rows from the location, we should see the locations that we imported. And there they are. And then if we select the feedback, we should see the feedback that we entered in both the iOS and the Android demos. And yes, here they are right here. So there you have it. In a matter of minutes, you have a fully functional Xamarin Forms-based mobile app baseline with a fully deployed Azure mobile backend in Azure Government. How cool is that?